Good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here today with ProQuality Community Georgia. My name is Vyacheslav, and today we will talk about very interesting and important topic nowadays, project interview and what tips and tricks can help you to pass it successfully. And before we start, I would like to say that we will use Minty.com tool to interact with you. Um, So please go to minty.com site and enter the code that you can see on the screen. Or just scan QR code that you can see on the slide. Okay, so guys, if you are in, please add your reactions. Okay, I see that some of you already joined, so let's wait for 1-2 minutes. Okay, thank you. Thank you all. Also, if you have any questions during the session, please leave your questions in minty.com. There is a special button. Here you can also see all questions already posted and you can vote for them. We will address all the questions in the end of the session when we have Q&A. So let's begin and let's warm up and check how do you usually feel and act during the interview. Please select the option that suits you more. Okay, super nervous, confident, cool, calm and collected. Okay, so super nervous is the most popular, yeah? So we do hope that our event will help you to feel more confident in future in the interview. Okay, and we are delighted to have Maria today join us as a speaker. Maria is experienced technical testing engineer and certified technical interviewer at Appium. She has wide experience in the interview process. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, all. Yeah, I'm happy to be here today.
Thank you for being here with us. And what would you select on the previous slide?
So, as a third variant, I was super nervous in the past. So, actually, that's the reason why I decided to become a certified interviewer and learn the whole process. And yeah, I'm hope after our event you will be more confident. And just like short story. Why I decided to present today this recommendation. I'm resource manager and I prepared my subordinates to project and clients interview. We created some plan and my subordinate successfully passed both project and clients interview. So, and then I decided to use this plan for the people in our resource group and even for myself. And I can guarantee that all recommendations are tested and verified, and all recommendation worked. Yeah.
Okay, so this is production ready product, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you for sharing for with this very interesting story. I see that our audience is looking forward for more details. So let's start. Maria, please welcome. The stage is yours.
Yes, so today we will talk about interview process, then how we can update CV and your skills, and also I provide some recommendation for you. And in the end, we will have question and answer session. So please, I'm waiting for your questions. So let's start from statistics. Uh, We analyzed um, open position for functional and automation testing, and we found out that more than 90% include project interview and more than 50% include clients interview, sometimes both. What does it mean for you? Most likely, you have to pass interview uh, to go to new position. So, but the good news that interviewing is the skill, and you can develop this skill. And today I will show you how to do this. So, next step, we analyze rejection reason in our resource group in this year, 2023. And we found out four main reasons. The severe rejections, didn't pass interview, less preferred candidate, and insufficient English level. Of course, there are many other reasons, but we are not handle if project decided to change location or seniority level, but we can manage these four reasons. So, first of all, we need to understand the main goal of the project interview. So today we will focus on internal project interview in EPAM. And the few types of interview when you hire in a company, when you go to project and others. But today we will focus on project interview. So I would like you to answer question. What is the main goal of the project interview? So what do you think? Please respond in Mentimeter. Right. Yeah. So the main goal to be sure person fits position. Yes, choose the best candidate. Yeah, actually, you're right. So it's like we need to assess how the candidate meets the requirement and choose the best candidate or like the most preferable candidate. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, whether the candidate is a good team player, it's also important to relate not only technical skills but soft and communication skill too. Yeah, proper person for proper position. So yeah, thank you for your answers. As you So let's talk about interview. Is a interview a structured conversation between candidate and project, and as you already mentioned, that the main goal to determine if candidate aligns with project requirements and can contribute effectively on the project. So, and to succeed on project interview, you need to understand project requirements, objectives, and try to demonstrate that your experience, your skills meet these requirements, and you can help a project achieve their goals and objectives. Interview structure. So each interview structure depends on many so depends on project requirements, on interviewer, on interview culture in specific organization. For example, if you are joined to client interview, However, their general interview structure and most person in Nepal um, like try to use this structure. I when I conducted technical interview, I also use this structure. So, introduction. Remember that first impression is very important in making decision because we are all human, and of course, it's important. So usually it's like introduction, and you have time for self presentation. Your self presentation and past experience is also very important part. Uh, Focus on your achievements and highlight your experience. It can be short, 2, 3 sentences, but you can demonstrate your experience. For example, my name is Maria. In my recent role, I lead test automation team. We establish process and test automation framework from scratch. So 2 sentences, but I demonstrate all my experience and the biggest achievement. So in self-presentation, don't mention that you failed previous to interview or you're not prepared. Try to be professional, polite, and positive. Next, project overview. So usually project describe like how overview of project of requirements, and listen carefully this part and try to find out main goals and main requirements. After that, questions. So there are 3 types of questions: technical, case studies, and behavioral questions. Technical is like question to assess your skills. So then case studies. I personally like this type of question and I use this. So it's when you provide real or hypothetical situation and ask the candidate to provide solution for this. For example, I can say that you mentioned in CV that you migrated test automation framework from Protractor to Playwright. Could you please describe it? Or it can be some hypothetical. Let's imagine that your regression testing missed critical production bug. So what would you do in this situation? The case study questions help me to understand the real experience of candidates. So then behavioral question. This question is used to assess candidates' soft and communication skills. It also can be real or hypothetical situation. For example, mm, your colleague constantly meets deadlines and you have to help to solve a task, or what would you do in this situation, or some uh, other scenarios. So after that, practical task or live coding for test automation engineers. Yeah, it's maybe the hardest part of interview because like we are all like nervous. It's stressful and sometimes it's really hard to solve task. Um, So functional test engineer can be asked to write some test cases or checklist for some example web page or some, I don't know, subject or something like that. Test automation engineer usually need to solve, for example, JavaScript task. So, good news that live coding is also a skill that can be developed. So you just need practice and you can do it. Then candidate's question. So you will have time to ask your question. It's also good opportunity for you to get more information about project, because of course you also evaluate project and decide would you like to work on this project or not, or and also show your interest in this position. And after then closing remarks. So it's a general structure. Let's go. So to get invitation on interview, you need to impress a project by your CV. So it's really important to keep your CV updated and try to like demonstrate all your experience and all your achievements in CV. So you can see on slide some do and don't. It's applicable not only for CV summary but for past project too. So specify areas of expertise and use catchy keywords. Point out roles that you can play on the project. Mentioned all business domain. Emphasize your strengths and achievements. Make it clear and readable. I don't know if you updated your CV recently, you maybe noticed that CV template in peopleupalm.com is updated. Now there are two additional fields, abilities and key achievements. So you now should add this two. Don't leave profile summary empty, because it's like short self-presentation of you. Don't use personal pronouns. Don't include any personal, sensitive, confidential information. And let's see on practical example. So you can see a real example of a CV summary. It's a middle automated testing in JS. So you can see that he mentioned experience and some responsibility. And now I would like to ask you, like, provide your suggestion. What could be improved in this CV summary? So feel free to send any of your ideas what can be improved. Yeah, at technology, right? Because it's it's difficult to understand even language and test automation framework. Tools, metrics, right? It's always good to add numbers in CV. Yes, show like what responsibility person can do on the project, experience. Yes, frameworks. Yeah, project position, right? In Shell, it's also good. Maybe timeline is we can add timeline in past project for CV summary. Like we can skip this facts of achievements, right? Key tools, yeah, right. Okay, thank you all for your answers. Let's see like example. It's a real example of people in our resource pool. She updated CV based on our recommendation. She is a middle test automation engineer in JS. So, and how many things she added? Yeah, You're right. She added like language, technology, JavaScript, TypeScript, experience 2 years. Also, she highlight test automation frameworks, tools like methodology, Scrum, English level. She also added domain, so she has medical education and she worked in financial domain. Some projects are looking for candidates with experience in specific domain. So always highlight these domains. And also she added abilities, so she like what she can do in daily work: developing and maintaining test automation framework, regression automation testing, Appium, creating documentation, and add key achievements with numbers. It's always good to add numbers. So, for example, she refactored near 100 automated test cases. And if you think that you are junior or middle engineer and you don't have any achievements, is not true. You definitely did something on the project. Um, you can just think and try to rephrase. So it's a good example of CV. And also, it's important to highlight all your experience. For example, regression, A/B testing. There is one case when a candidate was rejected because he didn't mention regression testing in his CV, and project decided that he don't know how to do this, but candidate thought that it's too obvious. So always highlight all that you can do. Sorry, some technical problem with sound. Okay, so some technical problem with sound. I hope it will be fixed. Okay, so recommendation. So it's a step that we recommended to do, to be always prepared to interview. Sometimes you don't have time to prepare. For example, my personal experience, I was proposed to the position and I received invitation in the same day. So I had 2 hours to prepare to the interview. Of course, it's not enough, but I I have all this preparation stuff and I successfully passed interview. So first of all, you need to evaluate your skill and understand your achievements and gaps. I suggest using Level Up. It's a EPUM tool. You can go to Level Up and there is so you can go to Level Up and go to Skills and Title, and you will see skill matrix for your level and your role. This matrix contains mandatory and optional skills. And you know that now we need to update our skills in Telescope. So why it's important? Because there is different AI models that try to find top candidates for each position and also suggest you positions that that meet your skills and responsibilities. So sometimes it's difficult to. Sorry, it's again something with.
Maria, sorry for interrupting you. Can you try to maybe to reconnect your headphones, or maybe to switch to your laptop microphone, because it's hard to hear you.
Okay, I
That's
my
yeah.
microphone. Is it better?
Yeah, let's maybe try with this one. There is some noise, but maybe
Okay.
better. Thank you.
So let's continue. Yes, skills. That it's important to update your skills in EPAM tools. For example, Telescope. Sometimes it's difficult to understand what skill you need to add. So you can use this level up matrix. So you need to add all mandatory skills and all like it's nice to have optional skills too. On a level up, each skill is clickable. You can open and find materials and also question for self-check. And if you understand that you have some gaps, you can create task and include it in your PDP. So I recommended to do this exercise, right, to assess your skills. If you need help, ask your resource manager to help. So and also it's good because you have all materials that you need to fix these gaps. And after that, you will understand what skills do you have and what should you improve. Then prepare self-presentation, short 3-5 sentences in English level. You can use i2, for example, ChatGPT. They can help you to create good self-presentation. Yes, and again, focus on your achievements, on your experience. It's also, I know one case when candidate was rejected by client because he couldn't self-present. So he couldn't tell these 3-5 sentences in English, and candidate was rejected with poor communication skill reason. So just prepare it and use it. You can use it on assessment, interview, and others. Refresh English level. English level is really important. So some project reject candidate with outdated English level. So pass English assessment now is process is easy. It's just 50 minutes speaking assessment. Then I recommend to pass project interview training. You can find this training on Learn. It's really useful. You can find a vocabulary, phrases, and also framework that you can use on interview. So next, prepare answers to standard question. I think, for example, you can use questions for self-check from Level Up, or you can try find in internet, or use AI tool to find out standard questions. For example, for test automation, there are like test pyramid, waiters, selectors, test of automation approach is a standard question that you should be ready to answer in any case. For functional testing, it's different test levels, test types. You need to know how to answer on this question, define the standard question, and prepare answers. Then practice live coding and practical task for function testing too. If we're talking about live coding, usually it's live coding task is some standard task, for example, to I don't know, to sort array, to modify object, to do I don't know, to write some algorithm. It's pretty standard task. You can also go to varcode, for example, and find task for your level, for your language. And just practice to solve these tasks, not in your IDEA, but in some live coding tool. So try to solve this task without hints and others. Uh, sometimes, uh, sometimes interview don't include practical task, but sometimes interview include only practical tasks. So it can be 50 minutes of practical task. So uh, you need to know how to do this. Only practice will help you. Then, before interview, check your computer, your hand phones, use background image tool, for example, or use some natural background. Ask your family to not disturb you in 1 hour. So you need to be concentrate and to be like calm and confident during interview. So, and also, as I mentioned, the main goal uh, to meet project requirements, and its example how to understand project requirements and act during interview. First of all, notify your RM about any interviews, then ask to provide position description in the EPAM tool. Each position should have a description, must, and nice to have skills. So you can see example of position for test automation in JS. So they need 2 years of experience, Selenium, API, BDD, a good communication skill, and also they need to power of existing tests and restructure them and create high quality test documentation. Then define main topics. So you see it's JavaScript, Selenium, API, BDD, and test documentation. And try to predict, like prepare standard question. As we mentioned for JS, it says JS syntaxes, function, arrays, objects, promises, async-await functions. Just try to prepare answers for these standard questions. Then Selenium. So also Selenium methods, waiters, explicit and implicit, some selectors, test of the WebDriver IO, and maybe what's the benefits of using WebDriver IO. API testing, HTTP methods, right? Then, and maybe tool for testing, for example, Fiddler, Postman, BGT. It's Gherkin, Cucumber. It's a structured BDD framework, scenario outline, data tables, hooks. So you can like prepare a checklist of this standard question. Then you also need to demonstrate. Then you can perform some task on project. For example, it's a requirement to create high quality test documentation. So don't say that you think that the strategy is useless and just waste of time. No, you need to demonstrate that you can do this. Prepare some case that can prove that your ability to do this. For example, you can mention that I created a strategy for new implemented functionality on my past project. You even can mention in your self presentation. For example, edit or a question: what is your the most challenging task, the most recent achievement, you can mention this and prove that, oh, I can do this. Or for example, you are refactoring test automation framework or improve existing test cases. It also meet requirements of this project. So it's just example how can you prepare and effectively demonstrate how your skills and experience meet project requirements. So then, last but not least, mock interview. Uh, Interview is really stressful, and you don't usually you don't have experience to pass interview. Maybe you just passed when you join our company. So I like encourage RMs to organize some mock interview session for your subordinates, and also you can ask your RAM to help you, because so mock interview is just a safe space where can you practice your uh, communication skills, soft skills, your English speaking. So, and also you can get feedback. So maybe you don't understand your gaps and you need that someone will help you. So you will get feedback and can understand your strengths and areas for improvement, and maybe understand that you need to improve your English or soft skills. So yeah, it's really nervous, and sometimes person even don't want to go to mock interview session because they're afraid. But uh, use this opportunity, and we in our resource group we organize this mock interview for our employees, and we found out it's really useful, and just it's you will be more confident on real interview, and if you're calm and confident, you come across as experienced and mature candidate. And especially it's important because you should be preferred, the most preferred candidates, and of course you need to be confident. So yeah, try to use this opportunity to try to organize this, and it's important so that this mock interview should be at least 1 hour in English and contain practicals or live coding task. Also, as I mentioned, interview structure can be different. For example, maybe it will be just 50-minute conversation you discuss when you are going to join the team, but maybe it will be like a real technical interview. You need to be ready for both variant and need to be confident that you can do both variant. So try to like try to use all our recommendation, organize some mock interview if you understand that you don't have practice, and you will succeed. As I mentioned in the beginning, we verified all this recommendation. We used it in our resource pool. I personally use this recommendation, and we successfully passed our project interviews. So that's all from my side, all that I would like to tell you. You can go to uh, on via community. You can use this QR code to rate us, rate our presentation and event. We will be very happy to get any feedback from you.
Thank you, Maria, for providing with facilitating insights on how to pass project interview. I'm sure that your advice and recommendations will surely help our audience to prepare and be success in be succeed in the interview. And guys, yes, before we move to the Q&A session, please rate our event by scanning this QR code. You can also send a badge for Maria for the presentation. Okay, let's move on. And we have a couple of questions for the Q&A session. The first question is, Maria, do you know where we can train our live coding skills?
Yeah, as I mentioned, it's you can Google some site. The most maybe popular Warcode. So this site includes a task for different languages, like for JavaScript, .NET, Java. The three most popular. So just yeah, it's important not to use your IDEA because like IDEA has these hints, right? Some code highlight syntaxes and others you need to train. You can go to also on this site. There's like live IDEA collaborate like tool, and you can train to solve some task. Usually tasks are not really like difficult. Then like it's not to write some super complex algorithm, right? It's just usual task to do I don't know, to modify array, to modify object, to interact with syntaxes, just to understand, do you know syntaxes or not? And also my recommendation, if you understand that you don't remember function or don't know how to solve this, right? It's okay. Just say that you don't know and try to provide maybe steps. How do you think you can solve this task? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and what about some maybe our internal Appium tools? Do we have something to train live coding skills? As I know, there is some live coding in interview portal, right? For
Right.
candidates, and if there any chance to train and be prepared. No?
No, unfortunately, no. It's only if you organize schedule interview in interview portal. Uh, but uh, no, but yeah, there is a tool in interview portal. There is like EDM when you need to write your solution, and no, but unfortunately it's not EPAM tool for now, but I think they will implement some functionality because this interview portal they constantly add new features.
Mhm.
Yeah, I sure it will be in future. Yeah.
I know, I know one of solution. Candidate can be certified interviewer and get access to interview portal and train there. After passing certification, like an option. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, next question, right? What is the
Yeah.
key difference between a project interview and interview in a new company from the candidate side? So yeah, as I mentioned, it's a goal. So on when you interview in a new company, you need to demonstrate all your experience and all your like skills. So just you have 1 hour to demonstrate all that you can do. But on project, you need to concentrate on specific skills because, for example, project looking for someone who can implement test automation framework from scratch, and sometimes interview they just need to hear that you did this, you have experience, or you can do this. Just you can be really skilled mature candidate, but if you don't have this experience they will reject you just because they need candidates who join the project and like start a new framework in 1 week, for example. Yeah.
Mhm. So candidates should be focused on requirements for particular position, right?
Right,
Uh,
right.
yeah, and but if you are a candidate, for example, for uh, from the market, let's say, so you need to tell about a wide experience in different areas that will be useful to understand
Right.
your expertise and experience. Okay, expertise and experience. Okay, let's move on. The next question is, what is the best answer if you understand the question clearly, but you really don't know the answer?
So sometimes it's happening. It's okay. So we like it's not possible to know all answers. Just say like uh, don't lie. For example, if you don't work with this tool, don't lie. Say, yeah, I don't have experience. You can say that, yeah, I don't have experience. I'm not familiar with this approach, with these tools. You can add some suggestions, for example, but I think the benefits of using this tool. Um, or you can show that, yeah, I'm not familiar with this tool, but I really want to learn. I think it's a good opportunity, to learn this. Just, yeah, it's okay. Say that you don't know these answers, you are not familiar, but show that you're ready to learn something new. If it's some case study question, you need to provide solution. Try to think, for example, and just I don't know, but I think that we can do this. It's better just than just say no, I don't know, and silence.
Yes, also specify where you can find the answer, for example, where the answer is. And yeah, and just wanted to add from my own experience. So it's impossible to know everything in any domain, in any area. And sometimes when I hold an interview, for example, I start with some simple questions. I see that the person knows it, and then I go deeper and deeper and deeper. And on some stage, the candidate doesn't know the answer, and it's not bad. It's just to check how deeply the knowledge is in this area. So be ready that uh, you don't know any answers. That's fine. But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
Mhm.
yes, it's absolutely fine, and it doesn't mean that you will be rejected if you don't answer
Mhm.
on one question. It's really
And
don't
this is not
necessarily.
a reason for be nervous for further questions. So
Right.
just forget and go and move on, and that's it. Okay, let's move to the next question. Thank you, Maria. Do you have any favorite question in the interview, and why do you like it?
Um, okay, maybe I, as I mentioned, I like case study question. So I like usually interview test automation engineer. Yes, I like ask about that. Let's imagine that you open your test automation report and 100% failed. Or let's imagine that that you have like 1,000 manual test cases and you need to automate all this. How, what would you do? How would you plan your work? And for soft skill and like some leadership, I like question. So for example, your team consists of senior, middle, junior test automation engineer, and you have 5, 3 and 1 story point task. So how would you assign this task? There's no correct answer, but it's interesting to you know this what person think, because it's a really different answer. And to understand how person, I don't know, understands the project, because senior and lead test automation will answer really different in this question.
Yeah, agree. Thank you. Let's move to the next question. The last question, guys. If you have any questions, please go to minty.com. You can also leave them in YouTube if you want. We will see them and we can ask our speaker. So the question is: does it look for A to have an achievement 100 refactored tests?
So why not? Yeah, you can mention like timeline, like 100 refactoring tests in 1 year or in 5 years. For what in 1 year, why not? It's achievement for this level. Yeah, it's achievement, and it demonstrates that person like have experience, like wide experience to refactor these cases. And if I'm looking for person who need to do this on my project, so why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that we can recommend maybe to add more details. For example, what was the reason of refactoring, or and for example, what are results? For example, all these refactored tests are stabilized. For example, and so on.
Yeah, you can add like pass rate increased and test execution time decreased, for example. That this refactoring brings some value.
Mhm.
Yeah, always add details because it demonstrates your real experience.
So
Okay.
looks like that's all questions. We can wait. Maybe we have a couple of minutes for our event. So guys, if you have any questions, please welcome to leave. I have a question from my side. Maria, what was the most funny story with you happened during the interview?
There are actually a lot of funny stories because I like interviewed many candidates from different countries, but maybe one interview was interrupted because cats started fighting and candidate had to interrupt interview and stop this battle. So yeah, sometimes this happened. Animals like join to our session.
Animals are nervous for their hosts.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So looks like we don't have any questions, guys. Maria, once again, thank you so much for sharing experience and expertise with us today. Uh, Guys, that's all that we planned for our today's event. Please stay tuned. Join ProQuality community in our social networks, and may your test always be flawless.
Yes, thank you.
Bye bye,
Bye.
and have a good the rest of the day.